Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Pod-ket Monsters, a podcast where we come together and geek out about our favorite little creatures. My name is Dustin Cunningham, and joining me as always is the Lugia to my Ho-Oh, Jeff Grizz Ulrich. Jeff, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing so much better since you chose to make me Lugia, since Lugia is one of my
I
all-time favorite
I
legendaries.
think I personally like Lugia more than Ho-Oh, but I like fire type Pokemon like more than anything. So I went with Gold as a kid. So I was like, well, I can't not say,
And I was a silver guy,
Lugia to
so
my
that
Ho-Oh.
works out
Yeah,
really well for me.
yeah. And then on today's episode, we're going to discuss the recent resurgence of the popularity of the Pokemon trading card game. We'll also go a little bit into the original like craze for it. But since we're doing that, we wanted to have someone on today who knows a little bit about the Pokemon trading card game. We figured who better to join us than someone who's been hunting them and trying to find them as well too. Right now, it's hard to find them. Please welcome Mr. John Fick.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
Excited to talk
thanks
about
for
some
coming
Pokemon.
on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So, John, since you're the guest today, why don't you share with us some of your favorite Pokemon memories and how you got into the franchise?
Oh man, I think I'm going to start with the story that I told Jeff right before we we went live here.
Good.
This is like it probably doesn't fit this actual question because that's not a favorite memory. It's a terrible memory, but it's a funny one, so I'm going to talk about it.
I feel like bad
Jeff,
memories typically, as you like get older, like you look back on them more fondly.
They get
you know what this one still hurts. This one is still it's still a sore spot. So Jeff was telling me about it. We were talking about our old cards, and he was telling me about how he definitely had like a first edition holographic Charizard, and those things don't make it past it, whatever. Well, I think you said someone stole it out of your locker
Someone
at
stole it
school,
out of my
right?
locker at school, and I'm
Yeah.
confident I know who it was. And one day I will find him and exact my revenge.
Oh,
we won't
we'll
name
get him
them
on the
air,
podcast.
But I'm not naming
No,
names.
I had a very similar story where I had it wasn't a first edition, it was just a holographic Charizard, probably unlimited. I had it in a top loader. On the other side of that top loader, I had a dark Charizard holographic from the Team Rocket set. So 2 Charizards. I had it in my hand at lunch. I was showing people. I put it in my lunchbox, zippered up my lunchbox, continued conversations, and as we're going back to class, we all dump our lunchboxes, and I dumped mine in the garbage can and did not realize it until I got back to my classroom and freaked out. That was probably like, I don't know, 4th grade, something like that. It was terrible. I had a meltdown. I think I tried to leave school because like there was no way to find that card.
I was going to ask,
just
if that like completely ruined the rest of the day and you had to call home.
Oh yeah, I went down to the nurse. I was inconsolable. It was terrible.
You're like, I don't feel good.
I'm sick. I don't know why.
I had a similar. I had kind of I had a similar thing where I lost a dark Charizard over something really stupid, and I got one from one of my mom's friends who collected cards, and she gave it to me to like basically get me to like agree to do something. I can't remember what it was, and I went swimming with it in my pocket.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that's the worst.
Yeah,
that's terrible. But as far as my history with the franchise, I've got the basic story, man. I was the perfect age for Pokemon. I was born in '92, so I mean, when I hit the States, I was like 7 years old. So I was the perfect demographic for it. My brother and I both got one Game Boy for Christmas, but we both got a copy of Red and Blue. So nice. I got Pokemon Blue, he got Pokemon Red, and we had to share that Game Boy, and that was really tough because I was a younger brother. So I got not nearly as much time as I wanted to on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, we were right there from. We probably got what year was Red and Blue? Was it 98 or 99?
98 in the United States.
I would imagine we got it like right away. Like we were like all in on the craze. We were every weekend. My parents were taking us to the mall to go to different like card shops and try to find base set packs. Like, my story with the franchise is it's as basic as it comes. So I was right there with it.
Yeah, I feel like that's typical. That's essentially like I think our stories as well too. Is just
everybody in this age bracket has the same story.
Yeah, but we all have our variations, and we'll get into those.
Yeah,
especially regarding the card game in general.
Yeah,
I think exactly. People with the games, they either played all the games, or they skipped a few, or they played the first one and never again. Those are the options.
Yeah.
But with the cards, there's people who only ever collected. There's people who bought it and played, and then there's the people who continued collecting and playing all the way through time until now. And then there's people like us who are just now getting back into.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are people who like only collected like up until a certain point, let's say like Gen 2, and then just stopped collecting, and then now is collecting again, especially with like this crazy resurgence recently.
What a terrible time to get back into this hobby. We're so
I
stupid.
know,
Why are we doing
man.
this?
I know. I feel really dumb about it because,
Me
man, if
too.
we would have done it like a year ago, it would have been
Yeah.
a little bit better. Like, we wouldn't be having this issue.
But all like the last 2 weeks, you and Will Beeman have been messaging me, Jeff, you got to buy cards, man. You got to get back into this. It's so great.
It's
Now's the
addicting.
time.
I tag Will almost daily now on if I find anything. So, well, okay. So, anyways, I did want to try something a little bit different. John is our second guest we've had so far. So I wanted to ask a few questions to get to know you a little bit better, John. So are you ready for those questions?
I'm ready.
All right. What is your favorite Pokemon generation?
Gen 1. Always going to be Gen 1. Yeah, I mean, it's nostalgia is one thing, but I legitimately go back and play Red or Blue like 2 or 3 times a year. I just love that game. It never gets old for me. I just love running around and going through that campaign. And I always set a rule for myself. I never do the missing no glitch until I beat the Elite Four. And then I go in and just make my party whatever I want it with.
I abused the crap out of that. I abused the crap out of that glitch.
When I was a kid, I definitely did. But now when I do my playthrough, it's like, I make sure I don't do it until after I beat the Elite Four, so I can try to have some legit fun for a little while. So Gen 1 it's my favorite.
Did you play Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee?
Yes, and I loved it. I love that game.
Yeah, so that, for me, it made me feel like a kid again. Like playing through that, it felt like just playing it for the first time.
So that world reimagined in 3D was so cool. That was special.
Yeah. Okay. Next question is, what is your favorite Pokemon film? Now, real quick, this can include Detective Pikachu because it does count as a Pokemon film.
That was an easy answer until you said that, because I do love Detective Pikachu. But I still think it goes to the first movie. It's just that it's tied in with me, and like that's my fondest memories of Pokemon are still my younger memories. Even though I'm still a huge fan and I'm still all in on it, but my fondest memories are, I mean, that movie, man. Like I saw it probably 3 or 4 times in theaters. My grandma used to take me all the time to see it. We used to hunt at Burger King's for the first movie toys. Like
the gold toy thing.
The gold toys that they had the gold cards, but they also had like a line of toys too, like plushes and like spin tops. There was like this light up Raichu that I had. That's like all my memories are around that movie are just awesome.
I think for me, I always jump to the first movie as well as one of my favorites, but I think for some reason, I don't know why, but Pokemon 2000 to me is like my favorite. I think it has to do with Lugia, like Jeff was saying earlier. Like Lugia is just so cool. And I think honestly, I think Detective Pikachu might have taken the cake.
It's
like,
a really
as
good
my
movie.
favorite.
Yeah, but you have 2 Detective Pikachu posters in your room right now. So
no, I don't.
No. And I actually do have to give a disclaimer. I've not seen too many of the Pokemon films. That's the one thing I haven't kept up with in Pokemon is the anime. I haven't seen much past the early stuff.
I think honestly, I feel like Jeff and I have a similar thing to like the card game where we like watched the original shows and stuff like that, but like didn't keep up as much. And then like recently with Journeys was like where we were like, okay, let's keep up with
the show. It was like I watched all of Indigo, all of Orange Islands, and then all of Johto. And then once we got into Hoenn, it was like I watched it when I saw that it was on. It was no longer part of my routine, and that became progressively less and less until X and Y. I got so into the game X and Y that I actually was excited about the anime again.
Okay. I didn't really I think I've watched maybe episodes from like every generation, but it was the anime for that I kind of got back into it.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is, what is your favorite Pokemon type?
Ooh, Pokemon type.
So like if you were like a gym leader or an Elite Four member, and you're having to pick your like type, what's your favorite type?
Well, I would say Ghost. Got to be Ghost. It's just always been so cool to me. I love Ghost type, and it's funny because my favorite Pokemon, which I think is the next question, isn't a Ghost type, but I do love Ghost.
So could you pick a team of 6 right now, like of 6 Ghosts, if you were a gym leader? Okay, Elite Four, because then you can have like the best version.
Oh man, well, that's tough because if it's an Elite Four, it's got to be the best version. So I couldn't have like a Ghastly, a Haunter, and a Gengar because that would be a stupid Elite Four trainer move.
Okay, well, if you were a gym leader, you technically could though. So either one, whatever you feel.
This is your world, John. We're just living
your
in
world.
Fair enough. I would have those 3 for sure. I would have maybe a Ghastly, a Haunter, and a Gengar. But I mean, I guess when I say I like Ghost, I think I just really like that evolutionary line. That's kind of the reason for my answer. And I really like the Ghost type gyms. All of the gyms are really cool.
Okay, how do you feel about Dragapult, like being a dragon ghost type? Because I love
Oh,
Dragapult.
yeah, same. That's a good one. I do love Dragon Ball. That's super cool.
Yeah. Okay, well then let's segue into the next one since you already kind of touched on it a little bit. Who's your favorite Pokemon?
Favorite Pokemon, that which crazy because like all of my answers have been like Gen 1 or early Pokemon stuff. My favorite Pokemon has actually become Sylveon. I love Sylveon.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, that
that's
is an
yeah,
interesting
think
pick. I would not have guessed that.
so cute. Love Sylveon.
Wow. That
Yeah,
because mine is
there was
My
something.
favorite Pokemon's Scyther, so it's like
Okay.
it's still Gen 1, but like there's other Pokemon from like later gens that are in my like top list. Like Braviary is one of my favorite Pokemon now, and like stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
In
I don't
fact,
know how
Dustin was
Sylveon
so
cracked the list.
excited
I feel
about
like
Braviary when I was doing my Nuzlocke that he exclaimed Braviary, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll try to battle it
and
to
it
see
was
what
like
And it was level
54.
50. I was not ready for it, so now I don't get to get a Pokemon from that part of the map.
I'm so
Oh
sorry.
no.
I had such bad lag too, Jeff. Like you would be like saying something and you'd be like respond. I'm like, I did.
Ouch.
All right. So we just wanted to get to know John a little bit better there. So we figured I'd ask some questions. But next we're gonna just dive into the news a little bit. We only have a few news topics and then we'll get into our topic of the show, which is going to be talking about the Pokemon trading card game. So speaking of Pokemon trading card game, the first thing I wanted to talk about, our first news story, is the next big Pokemon TCG set has been announced. It's called Pokemon Chilling Reign, and it'll launch on June 18th, 2021. It'll feature the two forms of Calyrex, which is the new like ghost and ice type Pokemon that came out in the DLC for
Glassdryer and
Sword and Shield.
Spectrire,
Yeah,
and then
which is pretty
Calyrex.
cool. I think I went with the ghost type, but I kind of wish I would have went with the ice type. But I'll just deal with it
I
and I'll
definitely
play it later.
preferred the ice, originally.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
as soon as I got it, I went on Pokemon Home and traded a shiny
yeah,
for the ghost type immediately. So
yeah. So yeah, the new set is coming out in June. And there has been a shortage in Pokemon cards. So, once pre-orders go up, I know it's going to go crazy. But I was reading an article that was talking about this that said that the Pokemon company has addressed that they are like getting to the shortage problem and trying to make more. And even to add a little bit to this, something I learned today, I went to a card shop and I was talking to the owner of the card shop, and he was saying that he had even heard that they were going to reprint some of the cards as well, like some of the older Sun and Moon sets and stuff like that, to like kind of like get more cards out there because it's so hard. Even if you go to a card shop now, you have to pay extra to get cards because just the high demand and what they're having to pay for them. Like I think he had elite trainer boxes there for Champions Path that were $100, and it's like those are $40.
It's
So,
insane.
but it's like he's
It's
getting
insane.
charged extra for them. So he's like, yeah, I have to charge more because I'm getting charged so much for these. So, yeah, what do you guys think about the new set? Does that sound exciting to you? Like, do you think you'll be able to get some of them, like, in this crazy climate we're in?
I've been really lucky with Shining Faith, so I hope my luck continues. I've been getting some stuff at retail, so I'm having a good time. I mean, I've been pretty persistent, so I've been out hunting basically every lunch break. That's just been my
Yeah.
thing. I just want to get some steps, like stop sitting at the desk. I work from home, so I just get cooped up in here, and I want to get out. So every lunch break, I've been going out and hitting a few stores, and I've been getting lucky. So hopefully that luck continues with the new set. But I want to see some more. I want to see some of the cards before I know if I'm excited. I want to see what chase cards are going to be, and what the gimmick is, if there's going to be rainbows and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then as of the time of recording this too, Battle Styles hasn't officially launched. Like it's only pre-release stuff has come out. So it's kind of crazy that we're getting the new set, but I feel like right now they're focusing so much more on Battle Styles, so they haven't shown. Yeah, see, there's some Battle
There's
Styles,
a
but they haven't shown
pre-release
any of
box.
any of the cards yet for the new set, or shown any cards at all for the new set
Yeah,
because of
nothing
the
yet.
fact that I think the only reason we really even know what the set is going to feature is because of the name, the Chilling Reign, and like if you've played the DLC, you know that it's like there's a crown and all this, so it's kind of like fitting for the royal theme.
I'm still not entirely certain that I am going to go wholly into collecting again. I mean, I probably will, but
You will after this episode.
I just bought a house, so like my
I'm just
expenses
about to. So
my expenses have
Terrible.
I just
changed
had
a
to buy
little
new
bit.
tires today. I get it. Life is expensive.
But
yeah,
the bigger issue I'm going to run into is that I'm a huge proponent of buying local when I can, and
Yeah.
so I have my local comic shop that I've been shopping at for years now, And so if I do start getting all of these, Pokemon cards again, I'm fully committed to only buying cards from this shop because I want to support, they're my friends and all that, right? So that'll make it a lot harder for me to get my hands on stuff because they're not
Well, and
getting
especially
extra stuff
yeah,
either.
and I feel like especially with like a lot of the card shops having to charge more because they're getting charged more. As where if you go to a Target or Walmart, they're not really going to charge you more because they can't.
I
They're
will say so
like they have
far,
to just charge.
the stuff that I bought this week, for today's episode, they had not raised the prices above what their original retail prices were. So
That's good because
I don't know if they're going
yeah,
to be able to do that long term, but so
It
far
almost
so
seems
good.
like some distributors are charging their comic shops a little bit more and some aren't, because my local comic shop has not started up charging at all. I was able to get Shining Fate stuff like 3 weeks in a row from them. They've had staggered shipments of it, and I've just
That's awesome.
been going there basically right when they open because it just lines up with my lunch break. It's been great. And I've been getting it for retail, and they haven't been upcharging. So I wouldn't imagine that they're being charged more if they're still charging MSRP for it. So
Yeah,
maybe it's a
that's
California thing.
that's what I was
Maybe.
gonna say too. Is maybe the area that I live in is a little bit more it's a little bit more rural, and like I'm wondering if the shipping to get them here is a little bit more costly. So or just the distributors they have aren't the best.
Or maybe
Yeah.
every scalper in the world lives in California.
Right. Right. Well, one of
No,
the
I
card
can tell
shops
you they're here.
one of the card shops I went to today, I was asking him what he was getting for Battle Styles, if he could like tell me what he was getting. He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "We're getting 6 we were getting 6 booster boxes. 4 of them are pre-ordered and 2 of them aren't." And I asked how much they were, and he said they would be between 120 and 140, which is retail for a
That's
booster
retail,
box.
yeah. I have one
So
pre-ordered for 120.
yeah, and I thought about asking him if there was a way I could like put my name down for one of them because he said it was past the pre-order date. But at that point too, I was like, I just want a couple packs. Like I just
I
want a
know.
couple packs for $4. I don't want to buy the whole box.
I just got to get my fix, man.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
I just want like 2 or 3. But I like I said, I don't know if I said this in the show itself or in the pre-show, but I was talking about how I got a couple of those Leonhardt boxes, and those both come with Battle Styles packs. So I'll be able to open some still.
On this
Nice.
particular news note, I do want to mention that Ilgrill Chill in our chat mentions that he says it's worth noting that it's Rain, Reign, and not Rain, which fits with the Crown
So,
Tundra thing.
Sorry.
That
I
Dustin
should have
was
made that a
talking
little
about.
bit more clear.
So yeah, I mean, it does make a lot of sense when you're aware that the DLC was the Crown Tundra and this is Chilling Rain.
Yeah, and the ice and like chilling can work. One of the things I saw was saying too how chilling works for ice and ghost.
Yes, and then
because
another rain is also like horse reins.
Yeah.
So it's so many levels. They're working on
good
so many
name for a
levels here.
set. It's a good name for a set.
I still need to play the DLC for Sword and Shield. I haven't played either of them.
Oh man, I had so much fun. I think the first one hit at a better time in the pandemic for me though, where I was like.
And I got to say, I think the second one was better quality DLC. It's much more substantial for the stuff you get to do in that one. I burned through the first DLC in like 5 hours, if that.
Yeah, I think I played the first DLC like nonstop, but also the second DLC came out when I was back at work, so I didn't get to play it as much as I wanted to. But
sure, are they $20 each, or is it 20 for both of them?
20 for both, right?
It's 20 for
both,
or 30 for both. I think it's 30.
30 for both. Okay.
Maybe something like that.
Switch,
I honestly don't remember. So I bought it so long ago.
Yeah, it's either 20 or 30. I can't remember, but they're fun. I like both of them. The first DLC brought back Scyther, so that's all that mattered.
Nice.
Yeah. But anyways, moving on to the next news story. Speaking of video game related Pokemon stuff, good segue. Pokemon Go will now show you the possible contents of eggs before you hatch them. It's a feature that's currently being beta tested by Niantic. Hopefully they'll roll it, or they're hoping to roll it out soon everywhere. But basically, when you go to click on an egg to incubate it, it'll show you a chance of like what you could get. And there's I think it's like a 1 egg is the most common chance, and then like it'll like actually have like 1 egg, and then like going down there'll be 2 eggs, 3 eggs, 4 eggs, 5 eggs, and there'll be Pokemon listed.
Like to tell you how rare it is that you'll get that
Pokemon. And the higher number, like the 5, is like the rarest Pokemon that you could get from that. When I was trying as hard as I could to find a little bit more information on this to see what the likelihood was of getting the Pokemon, but it didn't really say. Like it just said that like the 1 stars were more common. It wasn't saying like, oh yeah, you have like a 30% chance or a 20% chance, and like breaking down exactly the percentage chance you had of getting
So
said Pokemon.
my question with this, and I know I play Pokemon Go a lot. I don't know how much John. Do you still play Pokemon Go?
I do. I've been very like streaky with it, pick up and play. I mean, I was all in for the first probably year, and
Yeah.
I did a lot of it, and I've been pick up and play since then. But
Well, so my question is have you ever like not just thrown one of the eggs in an incubator? Do you ever like I don't know how much this is actually going to help me because I hatch every egg I get anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
gotcha.
I think it's just showing you the likely, like if you only have a few incubators and you're just like, oh man, I only have like X amount of time to
Okay.
play, or I'm only going to be walking this much, so I want to try to
So
get
I'll pick this
certain
egg for the
Pokemon.
incubator instead of
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one.
And I played
Okay.
today. When I was taking my dog for a walk, I popped in real quick to see if I had the beta test or anything like that, and I didn't. So I don't know if it was you had to like sign up for it or if it was just random players randomly would get it. I didn't see anything about that. So I'm not sure if it.
Ronish96 in the chat does have a good shout out. You can check out the Sylph Road website if you want the percentage rates for the different
Oh,
eggs. It'll be on
perfect.
there.
Okay, cool.
And he also mentions that their Go is doing Incense Day for people who want a Metagross with Meteor Mash. So that
Ooh, nice.
I don't.
Okay.
So keep your eyes
I
out
have
for
a.
that as
I think
well.
I have. No, I was gonna say I think I have a shiny Metagross, but I can't remember.
I
I think
definitely
they gave one away for X and Y. I think they gave one away. Maybe I mean that's not Go, but I have one because of that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
definitely have the one from X and Y, and then I have a couple from they did the Beldum Day.
Yes,
for
I think that
Community
might have
Day.
been where I got mine from. I can't remember. But anyways, I thought this was kind of cool because not everybody plays exactly like Jeff where they just throw every egg in. Like for me, I still have like I feel like I always forget about eggs.
Me too.
And so like
100%.
I just go in there and I'm like, "Oh crap, I have 9 eggs I need to." And then so for me it'd be like, "Oh, okay, let's see what Pokemon I don't have that I have a chance of getting to try and get it there when this actually rolls out." I don't know. I didn't see a date anywhere for this. It was just beta testing at this point. So
I'm one of those people that convinces himself, if I spend $20 a month on Pokemon Go, there's worse hobbies I could be throwing $20 into, and I convince myself that basically every month as I buy more egg incubators, because I want the good incubators. Don't give me those cheap ones. I need the extra good
I
ones.
only at this point in Pokemon Go, I don't play enough to spend real money, so I only spend the coins that I earn by either like just checking in and like doing side things or like leaving Pokemon in gyms or whatever coins I get for that. That's basically all I spend.
Yeah, that takes a while. Unless you're playing a lot, it's going to take you a while to earn coins doing that.
Yep. All right. So the last news story I have for today, this one's actually really cool. I don't know if you guys saw this, but First Four Figures revealed their first Pokemon statue this week. It's already sold out. It went really fast, but it was titled Charizard Rising Flame, and it was for $249.99. You could only get it through the Pokemon Center website, and I believe I don't remember the exact number, but I believe it was something like only 3,500 of them were made, or something like
Wow.
that. But it was sold out super
I didn't
fast.
realize it was that limited. I was online when that dropped. Like I follow that Pokemon Drops account, and I was like literally on Twitter when I got the notification that it was out. So I was like, I had a shot at it, but I didn't go for it.
I didn't. That was the thing
Stick
for
of
me
shock.
too. Is
It's expensive.
I cannot justify spending $250 on a
I'm
statue.
going to go ahead and throw up the what it looks like.
Yeah, of course.
Just
really
up on
cool.
Google Images.
Yeah, it looks so cool, and it's just a beautiful design. But I can't justify spending that much on something. Like I can't even buy collector's editions of video games. Honestly, at this point,
especially on a whim like that, where it's going to be sold out so quickly, you have to decide right away. Like they didn't announce that this was going up; it just went up. You know, like I got to think about that for a little while.
It's essentially like the manufactured scarcity thing where you just want it so bad that you're just like, or you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna want it, so I should just pre-order it. The same thing happened with PlayStation 5s or
exactly
Switches, anything. Like you're just like pre-order it, even if you're not gonna get it, you just want to pre-order it to have.
That was actually kind of me with my Battle Styles pre-orders. I ended up pre-ordering an entire booster box and 2 ETBs, and I'm like, do I need this much Battle Styles? But probably not. But I didn't want to not be able to get it. So
when I bought those Leonhardt boxes earlier, I almost bought one, and I was like, no, I should buy 2 just in case. And then I bought 2, and I was like, maybe I should have only bought 1. Like,
it's just, yep.
So, but yeah, This statue is super cool. Did either you guys didn't pre-order this? I take it, John, you didn't. Jeff, I didn't think so. Again, I'm not super into the collecting part of like the statue thing, so
I always think about it, and I do have a couple of shelves full of statues in my living room that are ones that I got from collector's editions of games and things like that. But I don't know. It's they're very cool, and like I
yeah.
definitely want them. But for the price versus the benefit that I get from them, I just can't ever justify that. $250
And even
for a statue.
and even like you said with the games, you're not even getting a game to play out of it. You're just
Yeah,
getting the statue. So it's not
Yeah.
like you get like a copy of well, when the Skyrim special edition came out and it had like the dragon statue, at least you were getting a game and like you get
I
more
have
stuff
Ellie
than
over my
just
shoulder.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
exactly.
I have two statues that I got from collector's editions, and one of them was the God of War like collector's edition went on sale for super cheap, like a year or
nice.
two later, at Best Buy, and I bought that for $60. So the price of the regular game, I got the whole collector's edition. And then actually one of the members of the kind of funny community, Sajan, he sent me for my birthday last year the statue for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Like
sweet.
he sent me basically the box with everything except for the game because I already had the game. He's like, "Hey, I'm keeping the game. You can have all this stuff though." So he
Awesome.
sent it
That
to me for my
steelbook is
birthday.
really cool for
Yeah,
Kakarot.
I was
yeah,
a store manager for GameStop for a few years, and eventually collector's editions that didn't sell would get seriously price dropped. So I have a bunch
yep.
of statues that were in collector's editions that I got for like 50% off, and then plus my employee discount. So I got like the games I haven't even opened, like Tales of Xillia 1 and 2. I got the collector's editions for that. I got the Infamous 2 that came with the backpack. I still have that
Oh, nice.
sealed in box.
Oh,
I
that's
think I
awesome.
think about selling these things all the time.
When I worked at Best Buy, there was a couple times where I bought like collector's editions for like super cheap, or not like super cheap, but I would have my discount through working there, and I would get them for cheaper. And I think one of them was my uncle asked me to get him Dark Souls 2, and he's like, "Oh, just get me one, like like I'll sell it or whatever." And then he held onto it for too long. He's like, "It wasn't worth anything."
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's happened to me on more than one occasion.
Yep. So, all right. Well, I just wanted to touch on that one a little bit. I thought it was super cool. But now that we're done with the news, we've gotten that out of the way. I wanted to get into our main topic, and we're going to split this up into two parts. I wanted to talk a little bit about the original Pokemon craze. Like we talked about in the top of the show, in the late 90s was when everybody was just super into Pokemon. So, the Pokemon trading card game was first released in the United States in late 98. It came out. Did the card game come out at the same time as the games in 96? I believe it did, right? Or
In
was
Japan,
I know yeah, in Japan.
your
I
guess is
believe it
good
was
as mine on that
96 or
one.
97. I didn't get that research. I just looked at the North
So
America
I thought it was interesting
release date.
that it said that the trading card game was first released in North America in late 1998, because I don't remember them being out when the game first came out.
So I think it came out like
Hmm.
December.
So it was like very. I guess the game first came out in
Yeah, let me see if
in
I still
March
have.
or in February rather. So
So I looked it up last night because I was trying to figure this out, and I found I actually found it was like an old like Washington Post article from like 1999 or something like that. Like actual like dated, and I was reading a little bit of it, and I believe they said that. So I could be wrong, Jeff. You can fact check me. It could have been 99 that they came out.
no, I mean that sounds
Um,
right. Well, I'm trying to figure out when Pokemon Red and Blue. Yeah, so Pokemon Red and Blue released in September of 1998. That's what I thought it was
okay,
in the United States. So like, I don't remember them being out at the same time because I definitely would have gotten
well,
into both at the same time.
that's right. Because my are so hazy of it, and I feel like they're just so connected. Like I feel like
Same here.
the game didn't exist without the cards when I was a kid. But
Yeah, when I was reading through the show notes and I was like trying to think of like my journey, I'm like, man, did I get cards first? Like which of those memories
yeah,
was first? Like going to hunt
that's
down booster packs or
I
getting the Game
honestly,
Boy?
my memory with Red, because I had Red, was that I just had a Game Boy and had Red. Like I don't remember
Yeah.
how I got Red. I don't remember like going to get it. I don't remember if my mom just bought it and like was like here, or if it was like somebody else's copy that I was
I,
playing originally. It's just super hazy to me. Go ahead,
I'm a few
Jeff. I
years
see you
older.
have.
Yeah, I'm a few years
Yeah.
older than you guys. So I have more distinct memories of this, and so I know for me at least, it was I definitely had the game and played it for months before the cards came out because my memory was the card game took off when I was in 5th grade. So that would have been the next year. At least so maybe it was already available, but it didn't take off until I was in 5th grade.
See, and that's what I'm trying to remember is like what grade I was in when I was, because I remember Pokemon cards were just super popular at school.
Same. I remember
to...
specifically 2nd grade was when was at like its absolute height in my school, at least, and we had show and tell every week, and they had to make a rule that you can no longer show and tell your Pokemon cards because everybody did it.
Yeah, that was a big issue for us. Was we got them banned because either people, I had this in the show notes, but I'll just bring it in here. Was that people would either A, were like way too distracted by them, or B, like fighting over them because people were getting ripped off, or like, I specifically remember an older kid like ripping me off, and I traded some like really rare cards for some garbage cards. And like I didn't know any better at the time. Like it just, older kids are going to be bullies, and that's kind of how it goes. They just like totally tricked me out of it. I'm looking through Wikipedia now to see if I can see, and all I really see is that, yeah, so this is what I based it off of, Jeff. Maybe I could be wrong, but Wizards of the Coast was the original
they
North
sold
American
the cards originally, yeah.
manufacturer. And it says December 1998 through July 2003 was when they produced the cards.
So I mean, yeah, so it came out in December. It's possible that I was still a child, so maybe I didn't realize the cards were available until the following year.
It could also be that they just didn't really catch on until, like a little bit later. Maybe they were a little bit more. What I'm trying to say is maybe they weren't so readily available right away.
Yeah.
In 98. But yeah, so the Pokemon card game came out in late 98 in the United States. And it just blew up. Like we talked about here. It was so popular. Everybody wanted to try to collect all the cards, but especially Charizard. Everybody wanted Charizard. I know that, like, even still now to this day, Charizard is one of the most popular cards.
Yeah, he is the chase card.
Yeah. So I remember the first time I pulled out of one of the like base set 2, the 2nd edition packs, I pulled a Charizard finally, and oh my god, I never got one like out of a normal base set or a 1st edition pack, but I finally got one, and it was just like, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget like pulling that Charizard.
I have that. Yep, that's one of my random memories I have of Pokemon. Is I went to my local mall, went to KB Toys with my mom. Like she was doing some shopping at JCPenney's, and she let me go into KB Toys, and we grabbed a couple of packs from the register. And then I think I got like 3 or 4 packs, and I pulled a Charizard and a Venusaur out of those packs, and I was like freaking out in the car, out.
The artwork on those original cards was so beautiful. Like that original Venusaur card looks so good. I've been seeing it recently again, and it looks so cool.
Oh, another quick Venusaur story. This was before that. This is like back when base set was around. So I was pretty young. I'm almost positive my brother stole a Venusaur from me. So my grandma used to babysit us, and he got home from school first, and she had bought us both booster packs. And he opened mine, of course, before I got there because he was the older brother, so he can do whatever he wanted. And I'm almost positive he stole my Venusaur out of my pack because he had the rare and a Venusaur. So I'm like, that doesn't add up. I can't do anything. Yeah. You're 4 years older than me. I don't have any authority here.
Your pack didn't have anything in it, but his did. That's
exactly. And he didn't even he didn't even try to repack it. He just handed me a stack of cards like, oh yeah, grandma bought us booster packs. Get out of here.
That's so awful.
So I don't have like a super great memory of when I pulled the holographic Charizard, because when I first started getting the cards, I was so into the games that the moment I saw the cards, I bought them and started collecting them before I knew whether it was going to be a thing or not. And in fact, I was pretty sure it wasn't going to be a thing because nothing I liked was ever popular. So
Jeff started the thing.
No, I did not. I promise you, I did not.
Jeff started Pokemon in the United States.
But I just like, oh, awesome, cool, a holographic Charizard. I was that level of excited. I was way more excited about getting a Blastoise because Blastoise is my guy. So, I was way more stoked about getting that than getting the Charizard.
Do you guys? This is probably hard to remember, but do you guys remember, like, when you first got Pokemon cards? Was it like you bought a booster pack? Was like the first thing you ever bought, or was it like did someone like get you into cards?
I bought a starter deck and a couple of booster packs to start.
Okay. So for me, I was given some cards. I was given some cards in elementary school. Somebody just had a bunch of them. They had already gotten a bunch of booster packs and stuff like that, and he gave me a Charmander, and that was my first card. And
that's what I was going to say. Was I had a friend who it was a similar thing. He got into it first. My very first Pokemon card was a Squirtle, and my brother's. I remember this still. It's crazy that I remember my brother's first card, but his was an Onyx. He had that first Onyx, like original Onyx card, and I had that first Squirtle where he's like standing there blowing the bubbles out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that was
my
first
parents
card
had
I ever
they had tried to buy me some packs and they didn't really know what was going on, so they bought me like, do you guys remember the TV cards? They were like glossy, perfectly
Yes.
cut squares, and they had like
Yep.
scenes from the TV show on them.
Yep.
So those are my first actual Pokemon cards. Like,
Oh my
I
god,
bought
that literally just like my brain just blew up because I forgot about those until
the
you
TV
said that.
cards. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I remember getting those sort of whenever I got those cards, like it was obviously one of my parents or an aunt or uncle thought they were getting me something cool, and then being so disappointed that they weren't the TCG.
Yeah.
And I had to put on the happy face, like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Screenshots of a cartoon.
Cards.
Thanks.
I remember there was like a book or something I bought that had like these cards you could like, they were like on a, you'd open it up and in the middle there was like these cards that were like connected to the book, but you could like rip them out and like separate them. And they were like they were like similar to that, where they were cards from this scene, but they weren't like actual cards. So it was just like, it's like, oh cool, I got a Charizard, but it's like this generic like
terrible. Yeah. Do you guys remember the Burger King trivia cards?
No, I don't think I do.
No.
So when they did the promotion for the first movie, they also had these trivia cards, and they had all 151. They all just had like a little piece of trivia on them. I have all of them uncut. I have a whole pack. I have a whole collection of them.
How did you get that?
A friend of mine bought it from a like a little hobby shop.
Wow.
I think it's right next to me.
I'm gonna look this up because I feel like I do remember those now that you say that. But like,
I'll be honest, I really miss fast food tie-ins with stuff like that. I mean, I know that McDonald's just did the cards.
Yeah, I was gonna say
recently,
they just did
but that it feels like it's few and far between where I hear about one of those trends. Like, do you guys remember the KFC, the Beanie Babies that they had that were Pokemon?
Oh yes, Beanie Babies in Pokemon came out like, or were like popular like right at the same time.
Yeah.
So these are those Burger King trivia cards. So
oh my god, I remember those. I remember those.
And the back had some other stuff going on there.
So
and I have however many sheets this is, but I have the whole set uncut.
That is crazy.
Wow. That's phenomenal. I love that so much. Really I forgot about those until you said that.
I did too, until my buddy, like, I think I went to this brewery and picked him up some beer. It was like a crazy beer release that like it was a long line for, and I stood in line and I got him a 4-pack of this beer, and he handed me this in return. When I dropped it off, I'm like, dude, awesome, really cool.
Wow, I think you made out with the better side of things, especially now with the state of Pokemon, the popularity.
That's true. I think he has one too. I think he bought 2 of them, so he just gave me his extra set.
So cool. That's so rad. Yeah, that's a blast from the past. I'm kind of like, I forgot that was a thing. I'm like lost for words because that was so cool. I do remember that.
There's just so much Pokemon stuff that like we probably knew and had access to that we just forgot about.
Yeah, and then to go on to like the like topic we were talking about with the popularity, back once it hit and the cards were so popular, Wizards of the Coast, sorry, had a hard time keeping up with the demand, which weird. We're in a similar spot now, just with a different company trying to keep up with the demand of Pokemon cards.
For sure.
But there was just, it blew up. Pokemon just blew up.
I specifically remember that card shops could not get English base set cards, so they were ordering like Italian versions. So I have like I had like tons of cards that were like Spanish cards and Italian cards and French cards, just because that's all that these card shops could order, because all the English stuff was sold out.
I remember going to visit my grandma and grandpa in Palm Springs in either probably like 99 or 2000. I want to say it was maybe 2000, and we went to like some sort of like market thing they were doing out, like almost like what's the word I'm looking for, like almost like a farmer's market, but they had like all kinds of like more shops.
Like a flea market?
Yeah, flea market. Thank you, that's the word. Going to a flea market and getting a bunch of like Japanese Pokemon cards. Yep. As well as like getting like other packs and just having the pocket monsters on the back of it. And
for me, that was
you never could read the card, but
that was the hipster thing to do. Was
the back of the cards were way cooler. Anyways, I'm gonna be honest. Like the pocket monsters logo is just way cooler.
I mean, if you wanted to be ahead of the curve, you had to buy the Japanese packs so that you could get the Pokemon that hadn't even released in a game yet in the United States. I remember I had 3 holographic Lugias that I got from Japanese card packs.
That holographic Lugia original, like the first print of it, is so cool looking too.
Yeah,
it's such a great design.
I didn't care that I couldn't read it. All All that mattered was I had Lugia, and then I got another Lugia, and then I got another Lugia.
Wow.
Don't you wish that you could just go back and tell yourself not to do anything with these cards? You like
I
keep
didn't
them.
do anything. I don't know where they are. I did not do anything with them. They are somewhere.
Okay. So I think something similar happened to me. A lot of mine, they just vanished over years, and then years later, I still had some left, and my cousin was like at the perfect age. I was like, "You can just have all these." I have no idea what he did with those cards. I was like,
I'm almost
"Man."
positive my dad just threw them out. I'm almost positive one of these years he was just going through the basement and like, oh, these are old cards, old
And then
toys, and
he's
just dumped them.
seeing the like resurgence. He's like, "Man, I should have sold those."
Yeah.
My brother's in the chat, and he's pointing out that yes, they're probably either in my house somewhere or they're up in my dad's house in Indiana. And the reason we feel that way is because my dad, and I'm truly blessed with my dad here, because my dad collected comic books when he was younger, and he had
Nice.
the first X-Men comic, and he had a first Avengers comic, and stuff like that. And one day, my grandma sold them in a garage sale for like a nickel a piece, and of course now
Oh,
they're worth
no.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
And because of
that's-
that, my dad never sold or got rid of any of our stuff without confirming with us first that we didn't want it anymore. So I never would have told him to get rid of anything. So it's around somewhere.
when I was a kid, I ended up moving. I want to say like 2003 or 2004 out of my like house that I would have lived in when I was collecting them, and just from there, like just kind of things that happened in my life, I moved around a lot, and I lost a lot of things in moving. So anytime that I still find something that I used to have, like my brother brought me a box of PS2 games, and I still had some from like back then, and I was like, yes. But
Right
yeah,
now,
I lost a majority of those cards.
it's all eating away at my brain. I'm like, I know exactly what folder that I used to keep my cards in. I can picture the color as a green folder. So
if
Paul,
those cards
if you're over at
possibly
Dad's house,
cover-
Paul, check for the green folder. Let me
those
know if
cards
you
could
find
possibly cover the cost
Don't
of your
bend
house.
it.
So let's see. I want to go over a little bit more things in the show notes here that I had. The demand. I already mentioned it that my school ended up banning them. Did you guys had anything similar happen to where they were just completely banned at your guys' schools?
I can just remember not being banned from showing them in show and tell. I think they got banned from just like being casually played with if it wasn't free time. I don't remember like a strict like no Pokemon cards on the premise thing, but definitely some rules.
We didn't have
I remember they
band
kind of
either.
kept it. They're like they kind of kept it where like you could only do it on the playground, but I still think it was one of those things where like I'm trying to remember if they were fully banned or if it was just in class, because I do know that once Yu-Gi-Oh came around, we were still playing Yu-Gi-Oh at school and
So-
like during lunches and stuff like that. So
I think for me, it was, I remember that the Pokemon cards weren't banned at first. I think they were eventually, but I think it was actually because the older kids, like people who weren't even in the same school as me,
the bullies.
no, not bullies, like people like my brother, were playing Magic the Gathering, and Magic the Gathering was also was at one of its peaks during that same time, which might be why Wizards of the Coast had a hard time meeting demand.
Yeah. I remember getting into Magic around that time, like a little bit after that too. But yeah.
So Magic the Gathering was such a big deal at the older kids' schools that they had to ban Magic the Gathering because it was disrupting school. And so I think when they did that, they also ended up banning all card games at the younger schools as well. It wasn't until I got into high school that I saw people playing card games again before school, but by then it was few and far between.
That's it's a side note completely. It's only related to the fact that you brought up Magic, but I remember like in high school, any of our free periods, we would just play Magic against each other. Like senior year was just like we were all about playing Magic.
Man, I wish I had stuck with one of those card games, or I never actually got into Magic the Gathering.
Magic is fun. I think I think if you wanted to play Magic, like you could even try the Pokemon trading card game because it's very similar with like using energies. Because in Magic it's mana.
Yeah.
Pokemon it's energy. Yeah, but anyways, I'll segue into that a little bit too. Did you guys play the card games or the card game much as a kid in Pokemon?
Yep.
I didn't. I actually never got into playing. I was huge into collecting. I had a complete like base set, fossil set. I was huge into having them all, but I just never had a group of friends that was really into actually playing the game. Oddly enough, like I got really into Dragon Ball Z after Pokemon, and I like got all in with Dragon Ball Z, the original score game. I was all in on the Dragon Ball Z. I was going to tournaments and stuff like that. And I'd always wished that I went back and played Pokemon because I found out that I loved card games, but never did.
Yeah, I was similar. I learned how to play the card game maybe like once or twice in elementary school, but I never
Yeah.
really stuck with it. So if you were to ask me now, I'd be like, "Hey, do you want to play the Pokemon card game?" I'd be like, "Yeah, teach me first," because I have no
Yeah.
idea how to play. Like it never stuck with me. I was more into collecting, and I kind of want to learn the card game now.
I'm thinking about it too because now that it's online, you really don't need to have people to play with. You can
Especially
just
with those
do it
QR
that way.
codes that,
Yeah,
that
and
come
I
with the
have
packs.
every booster pack that we have a million of. Yeah,
Stack
I
of
have.
Goodness, John.
I have 2 stacks somewhere. I don't even know.
Second
I'd have
stack.
to like look through all of my stuff to find my stacks of because I bought a couple Pokemon card packs back when Detective Pikachu came out. I bought that like Charizard box. Looking back on it now, I wish I would have bought the Charizard, Mewtwo, and Greninja box because
And kept them all sealed.
I know. If only we would have known the before times that during the
Ugh.
pandemic things would get absolutely insane.
I just
So
wish it
okay,
wasn't happening.
so basically that's kind of it for the like
Thank you for asking, Dustin. I
original.
did play the card game when I was a
Oh,
child.
I'm sorry. Jeff. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I did play it, and I remember trying to get my friends into it at first, and they didn't want to get into it, and then the card game took off, and everyone was collecting, but no one was playing. So then I'm still
the
the only
coolest thing.
kid sitting there, like, come on, guys, let's actually play the game. No one wanted to play.
Yeah, no, that's kind of I think the issue too is that everybody just wanted to collect them. Like
Yeah.
everybody just had folders full of cards. Nobody wanted to actually like put them in a deck. I remember I got one of those like trading card games like how to like the it was like for one of the base decks that you got, like one of the really early on ones that like had all the rules and everything on how to play.
Yeah.
And I think it was Machamp was like the rare card in it.
Yeah, that was the only way to get
you
him
guys,
Machamp, I think. A
yeah.
base set
If you guys
Machamp came
remember
in that
that
booster
one,
box. And it was always first edition for whatever reason.
yeah.
They only ever printed that base set Machamp in first edition. Very weird.
Yeah, so I remember having that and then like reading the rules and like I just have a vivid memory of sitting in my like childhood home living room, like going over like how to play that and like my mom and like brother were like hanging out. We were just like all having like family time and I'm just sitting in the corner like trying to like learn how to play Pokemon.
Oh, hey.
But yeah, I don't.
Got a fourth guest.
Yeah, Mando
Yeah.
decided to stop in, say hi.
Mando, what are your Pokemon memories?
Mando's Pokemon memory is me making him look at the screen when I caught a Yampers in the Nuzlocke.
Look, it looks like you. Okay, so sorry, Jeff. I did not mean to
No,
forget.
you're cool, man. I just wanted to give you a hard time
On that.
So what's up next, Dustin?
So what I wanted to go over next was so since we're talking about the original praise of Pokemon and then now segueing into this more recent resurgence, I kind of wanted to ask you guys a couple questions that I feel like are relevant to where we are now. And I wanted to ask John first, what got you back into Pokemon cards recently?
That's an interesting question. I actually don't even know if I can answer it. I mean, I think it's just the pandemic and the boredom and just looking for a new hobby. And maybe mixed in with I've got a good friend he really never stopped. He's got like binders full of almost every set. Like he never stopped. So I've just been seeing him have a lot of fun with it, and he's been trying to get me into it for a few years now. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I really need something. And definitely the hype that has been, drummed up from social media
it's not helping.
It is not helping. So I've definitely fallen victim to that. The Logan Pauls making it popular, Logic buying $200,000 boxes. Like you can't escape that recognition at least.
That's one thing I wanted to ask you guys. I forgot to put this in the show notes, but I figured I'd just ask you. Do you guys know who Frosted Caribou is? She's also a YouTuber. She does Pokemon card. Oh,
her video is incredible.
I don't.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. Is she did a video that basically breaks down how we got to where we got with the Pokemon TCG right now and why it's like this. Yeah. And that's essentially it. It's basically Logan Paul's fault.
It's a perfect storm of Logan Paul and the pandemic.
Yep. He essentially, Jeff. He had bought one of the like first edition base set unopened boxes.
Yeah.
And was like doing this whole like huge live stream of opening it. And it's Logan Paul. He has over 20 million followers on Twitter. So that plus he went on with Leonhardt and did like a they opened the box together and were doing pack battles. And Leonhardt has a lot of followers as well too, and Logan Paul has a lot of followers. So it was just the perfect storm of it just blowing up, more people seeing like
and then the nostalgia kicks in.
rarity, the nostalgia, how much they cost, and then Logic buying that Charizard card for over like $200,000 really just made people that weren't even into Pokemon, like stock market people, like, oh, I should invest in this.
That's been the one aspect of it that's been frustrating to me, is people treating it as an investment. I don't even know why I say frustrating. Make your money, do what you got to do. It's just like, it just seems odd to me to actually treat this as an investment and like, is it really going to appreciate the way you think it's going to? I don't know.
Jeff, that would be like my required viewing, is watch that video if you can, because it's really fascinating. It's like almost an hour long, but it's super good. Like, she just like kind of goes all into it, and she is somebody who does similar things where she opens the packs, but she's like people that open the packs and stuff are partially to blame for this. Like, they're the reason why this is happening, and she also plays the TCG, so super fascinating.
I don't even know if blame is necessarily the right word, because it's like we're all kind of stoked about Pokemon cards being back. So
yes. Well, sorry, when I say blame, I mean more so the people that are buying it that don't care about the game, that are just buying it to sell them online. Like, there's videos. She has like videos in there of people going to their local Targets, and they're just like, there's a guy that goes with his daughter to buy Pokemon cards, and there's nothing.
You can, I post videos of myself hunting Pokemon on my TikTok, and you can see me. You can see like tons of empty shelves of just nothingness.
I went to Walmart recently and was able to get a couple Vivid Voltage packs, but you can only buy 2 of anything that's there. Like, you can only buy. I don't know if the guy just didn't know for sure, or if that's how it is, but you can only buy 2 of each product. So if you wanted like 2 of a certain booster pack, or if it was that you can only get 2 altogether. But yeah, it's super fascinating. I highly recommend watching that video. I can always link it to you later.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, I watched it spread out over a couple days, because I was trying to watch it like in between my work at breaks or lunches and stuff. But that really is such a good representation of where we are and why we're in this spot. So yeah, I recommend that. And that brings us into this first, before we even get into the next topic, because it'll go into that, do you guys have a favorite card? I would like to know what your favorite Pokemon card is. It can be anything from any set.
It's definitely not one that I own. Yeah, it is very hard. I would probably side with Jeff and say that Blastoise was a cooler card to me. And especially the Dark Blastoise. The Dark Blastoise from that Team Rocket set was super, super cool. I used to look at that card all the time.
Like I was saying earlier, like, I love that original Charizard, but the Venusaur artwork is so good. Like, that card just looks so cool with the shiny green in the background, and like, it just pops. It makes that card pop out. But I think it's that Lugia card, honestly.
I was going to say that's my favorite, is definitely the holographic Lugia. And if I was going to pick a second, it would be a total cheat to say, but it would be the Mew card that you got from going to see the first movie.
Oh, like the Aztec one?
Yeah.
That is super cool.
The what was it called? The Ancient Mew.
That's the Ancient Mew.
Yeah. I wish I still had that card.
I know, I had one of them sealed too, because it came in like a little plastic wrapper.
It came in a little sleeve,
yeah. So I saw the movie so many times. I had so many of them.
I don't have any sealed ones, but I do still have, like, it's more recent, but I have like the sealed Ash's Pikachu from the Pokemon I Choose You movie.
Oh,
and I have the sealed one of the sealed, or maybe 2, but one of the sealed Detective Pikachu cards as well.
As for favorite cards currently, I love these new Amazing Rares.
Yes, so I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say too. Awesome. Is of the new cards, which I'll grab a couple of these. I've even showed them on the podcast already before, but I'm in a similar spot to you where I love those, and I have I got 2 recently. Let me find them real fast. I got the Avital and the Jirachi.
Nice.
And like it's just so cool looking. Like, the way the art like bleeds off of it.
And then I have also the Resurgence too, so we can see a full set of all of our cards. I think the only one that we don't have, that we didn't show, is the Raikou. That would be all the amazing rares, I think.
But there's So I agree with you. Those amazing rares are super cool, but I think it'd probably have to be either that Lugia or also this shiny Ho-Oh is really cool.
Oh, that's legit.
Oh,
I watched
is that
you
from
open that
Shining
one.
Fates or from Hidden Fates?
Yes, this is the Hidden Fates shiny Ho-Oh.
Dude, there's I wish I was collecting during Hidden Fates. There are so many. I want this. I want the Sylveon so badly. It's like
I
$100 card right
only
now.
I only even got in any of the Hidden Fates because Logan is a madman and bought a box of an Elite Trainer box for super expensive. But yeah,
So
People are finding those retail now. Sorry, Jeff.
I was just saying. So on this note, like because I'm an extreme noob again, because it's been literal decades since I last collected Pokemon cards. What like you're saying all these terms that mean nothing to me. So like like
amazing rare.
amazing rare. What is that?
That is a new thing. That is specific to this type of art card. So like can you pull up your Ho-Oh again,
Yes.
Dustin? Um,
Give me a sec.
like the newer sets, they have kind of, because you remember like the holographics were the chase cards back when we were collecting back in the
Absolutely,
day,
yeah.
right? The cool cards all look like this now. They're all full art, like they're
Yep.
they breaks the barrier, super
Yeah.
glossy, stuff like that. They just went back to like a more traditional style of like rare cards
I'll
called
be honest,
amazing rares.
I like that better. I like the amazing rare style better.
That better than the full art.
Yeah, because I think it looks like a Pokemon card, whereas the full art
Let me
ones
check it out.
look like the kind that you got when you were disappointed. You got screenshots of the cartoon and all that.
The TV cards. Exactly. So amazing rare. It's a very new rarity. It's just specific to these kind of like not even half full art cards. It's just the foil is just kind of bleeding past the picture. So these are a new rarity called amazing rares. I think there's only like 6 or 8 of them or something like that. Not too many.
I was pretty stoked that I got 2 of them.
And
Yeah.
Watching Dustin open cards, I also saw that they've started doing reverse hollows, which I don't know when they started doing that.
And
obviously, that was not a thing when
It's
we
been
first
going
started collecting.
for a little. I know it was in like the evolutions packs. I know you can get like a reverse hollow Mewtwo. I saw one of those.
And they dabble with it because even the Entei card that came with Pokemon 2000 was a reverse hollow. But they didn't start including those in packs until I think somewhat recently. I don't know, but yeah, that Entei was a reverse hollow Entei.
I didn't even remember that. I think
Yeah,
I didn't get
cool
to see that movie in theaters. I still am sad
I
about
think
that.
it actually came with the at home release. I think that Entei
Oh,
was
did
like
because
it
I definitely saw it in
DVD.
theaters and I did not get that card.
Yeah, I think you got it with the DVD, or maybe it was still VHS at that point. But it was a cool card.
Yeah, I love when they give out free cards with everything.
Just give Dustin more
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah. So I had a lot of show notes for the resurgence of the Pokemon TCG recently, but honestly, I feel like we've essentially kind of tackled all of it with like the shortages going on and the YouTube stars and everything like that. So the only thing I really wanted to like add on to that is, do you guys think that the fad will just die off soon and like we'll go back to being able to get like the people that just want to collect? Like everybody, do you think basically what I'm trying to say is, do you think that the people that don't care about Pokemon will just get bored soon and stop buying out all the Pokemon cards?
I do. I think we're already sort of getting there. I've been just trying to look at prices and to see like what things are actually selling for, and it already seems like some of those like Shining Fates ETBs are not selling for the 120 that they were a week ago. Like you go on, like if you go to eBay and go to like ending soonest, you'll find some that are up for like $90 that have no bids. It seems like people have stopped paying that crazy price.
Yeah.
You're always gonna have people flipping stuff for a little bit, but we're talking like 3 times market value for these brand new products. Like not even collector's items yet. They're brand new products. That's just scalping. Like I think it's gonna get better.
The fact that like this is just real quick, the fact that like these Shining Fate boxes that I bought, I had to pay above, market price for them. I paid $35 for these. John,
That's
you said
more than double.
You got them for 15. Yeah, exactly.
15 is MSRP on that.
And I bought this from a local shop. I didn't like buy it online or anything for the marked up price, or go online and buy it for marked up prices. But where I was going with that is this set's not even a month old yet, and
Yeah.
I've gotten one Shining Fates box, which I did not pay the retail for, the Elite Trainer boxes. So I opened one of those. I found one of these for $20, right when they first came out. And so I would say total, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I've only been able to get 17 booster packs in a month, basically. And it's been like
brutal.
not paying the actual, the retail on them, and it sucks. I would like to be able to. Jeff, do you think that if it wasn't so hard to get them right now and the cost wasn't so high, would you be more into the possibility of collecting them? Do you think it's just?
I mean, I'm willing to bet that I'm going to go down this rabbit hole with you, because I can't just keep talking to you guys about stuff like between on the show. Like we have a Pokemon show, and you're definitely in on the cards, so there's no way that I'm going to be able to stay out of it. I mean, it's just not possible. But
side note, this show has made me want to get so much more into everything Pokemon, and it's insane. But sorry, go continue, Jeff.
My brother is shouting self-control.
I mean, there's a smart way to do it though. The smart way to do it is just
don't go crazy. I definitely today went a little overboard, but you know what? It's my birthday week, you guys. Okay, I turn 30 next week. I'm like, just
do it. But no, there's a smart way to do it. You can buy singles if you really just want to collect sets. Like I mean, obviously you lose the thrill of opening packs, but I mean, it's not that ridiculously expensive to collect cards if you just buy singles.
Yeah,
and I think honestly, like, I think the craze did get to me a little bit, and it made me want to jump in. But I think, especially with Twitter accounts like the Pokemon TCG drops and everything like that, I'll just be following that more, and I think what I'll do is kind of control myself a little bit more, and just if I go to a Walmart or Target and they have a few booster packs, maybe I'll pick up a few here and there when a new set comes out, but probably won't go like extremely overboard like I have been recently.
I think
need to be smart about it.
For me, it's going to help that I'm committed to only buying them from one store, because they're not going to always have them in stock, and also I'm not going into stores yet. When I'm fully vaccinated, I'm going to start going back into stores. But I'm in one of those at-risk groups, so I've been staying at home basically all the time. So once I'm able to actually go into stores, I'll probably buy some more stuff from them. But I think that's going to help keep me in check from going too crazy with it. But I also think that, like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to learn to play the game, and I'm going to play it online, and because that was the thing I liked best as a kid, was actually playing the card game.
Yeah.
So who knows? I think I'll be into it, but I'm not gonna. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get as into it as I was as a kid, because I just have other responsibilities that I gotta focus on.
That's where I'm at too. I'm in a similar spot where I think after kind of this like craziness that's been going on, I'll probably just scan a lot of those cards and try the game online and just try to do that, and then once the next set comes out, when Chilling Reigns comes out, I'll probably pick up some booster packs then. If I can find an Elite Trainer box that's not incredibly marked up, and I can just get it for $40, maybe I'll buy one, and then I'll do an unboxing of that.
My brother
I can make content off of it, so it's hard because like I technically can't like buy packs and make content off of it.
It's a shame we're not bigger, because then we could make these write-offs.
Exactly.
But my brother,
I was getting paid to do it.
My brother shouts out in the chat, wasn't there a video game of the card game? Yes, there was.
Yes.
The Pokemon
you can
card
still
game
get it
video
on 3DS,
game.
I think.
Yep.
I think it's on the 3DS marketplace.
It's wildly out of date.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's definitely not how you learn how to play Pokemon now. If you wanted to.
If you are interested, Paul, if you want to play the Pokemon TCG, you can play online now. You
guys could even play against each other, I think, right? Like
we totally would. But my brother's got a baby on the way, and another one already, so probably not going to be high on his list of priorities to go out and get Pokemon cards.
You just teach the kid how to play Pokemon. It's simple.
I mean, we'll get there.
Yeah. So that's for the second topic. The only other thing I really had to add for this like resurgence, because we've been touching on most of the things throughout the entire episode. But the last thing I really wanted to touch up on would be ways to try to find Pokemon cards during this resurgence, because it is so hard. And I think we did touch on that throughout the show. But yeah, follow the Pokemon TCG drops. If you are looking to get cards not marked up, that's a really good way to try to find some. That's how I got a couple Darkness Ablaze packs recently. I was able to order 4 from Best Buy because I got an alert, and they were only $4 each.
Yep, I've been doing the same thing. I've been following that account heavily just to see if there's any good deals and anything that's newer that's coming in stock. I've gotten, I think from him in his Best Buy, there was like I think it was Monday, Best Buy went on this huge like restocking spree, and
Yeah.
because of that and him like just posting those drops, I was able to get one of the pin sets and one of the Pikachu V boxes from Shining Faith.
Nice.
So
Nice.
it's just nice to get the stuff at retail. And I think just to add to that, just persistence. If you really want to get some product at retail, you just got to keep going to places, man. That's
It's the same
you
deal
know
with
when they
like getting a
restock,
PS5
too.
right now. You know, you got to keep looking if you
Yeah.
want it.
And
Yeah,
again,
I mean,
in like give it a few months. It probably won't be as hard to get cards.
it'll get better. It'll definitely get better. But I mean, if you want them now, like
this is a new thing too. This has only been going on since October, where it's been this hard to find
it's
cards.
crazy.
It's been going.
And I think Shining Fates being such a cool set is also added to that. Because Shining Fates, there's so many shiny Pokemon, and
the Shining
people love hidden
Charizard
fates.
too.
That's such a chase card. And I think we're already seeing it with battle styles because there is no crazy chase card like a Charizard that like you can find comic shops that are giving pre-orders for this right now at retail still. Like it's not hard to find pre-orders of battle styles.
It's
and if
not
you want to play the game, that might be a good way to go about getting some cards to play. You know,
for sure. Yeah, because this whole set's focused on the actual trading card game. It's adding a new mechanic. That's the point. The battle style.
It's the rapid strike and single strike, right? The different styles that you can have in there, which is cool. But yeah, that's basically it for the topic. Do you guys have anything else to say about the Pokemon TCG? Like anything we didn't touch on that you guys wanted to talk about?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything I wanted to talk about.
So
yeah, I think that's basically it. I do need to send a quick text to our fourth guest who will be joining us for this next opening. So give me one.
He doesn't get his own camera. I don't have that. I don't have that set up.
No, he doesn't have his own.
No more cutouts.
He's gonna sit in a chair next to me. I have it right here for him to come open some as well. But yeah, so that'll bring.
If I wanted to edit the stream info to a different, genre, what do you put for I'm opening Pokemon cards? What do you call
There
it?
is a Pokemon trading card game.
Yeah, I think it's just Pokemon trading card games. Yeah.
Edit the stream
that's
info.
on there.
I'm pretty sure that's all you have to switch it to. Because that's what I do when
Pokemon.
I did my unboxing or my openings, is I just do that as well. Which it would have been cool if I could have a way to set this up to do that as well, but I'm just gonna open them like and show them up here. It's normal.
What do you want me to open up? I know.
So everybody welcome. This is Logan here. He's coming in now. I'll scoot over a little bit.
I assume he can't hear me.
I'm gonna take off my headphones so that he can hear.
Cool.
Are we gonna get a feedback?
None yet.
None yet.
None yet.
None yet.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Cool. Let me know if it becomes an issue. I will plug these back in.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna send them off to the side. Jeff, what did you get?
So again, because I'm not fully committed to going down this journey with you yet. I'm testing the waters. I bought a starter pack with my guy Blastoise. Let me put that up there. There you go. So I got a whole deck to look through there, and then I bought one of the what is it called? First partner packs that comes with the jumbo size cards for our guys Grookey, Sobble, and Scorbunny. And then it also comes with 2 booster packs so that I would actually have some random stuff to open.
Now, sure. John, did you already open your this?
Oh, my partner pack? I had short answer is the first one that I got, yes, I did open already. I bought another one to try to keep sealed from Best Buy, but it came already open. So I guess I don't now I just have 2 open ones.
Curse you, Best Buy.
Yeah. Jeff, since you have this, I figured maybe we'll open this first, and then if you wanted, do you have Shining Fates, John, that you wanted to open?
Yeah, I can open up this Crobat box. There's 7 packs in here.
I was gonna open a Shining Fates box, and I think Logan is gonna open a Shining Fates box as well too.
Sounds good.
So if we want to open, we'll do the.
Does that sound good to you, Logan? That sound good?
Yeah. All right. Let's do the first partner pack first, since we all have that one. So, John, since you're the guest, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Yep.
Sounds good. What I'll do, because I'm still not doing this yet, I might actually take it back to Best Buy because I'm kind of mad about it. I will just show them off in the new partner pack binder. So I've already had mine open. You should, because I don't know, Jeff, if you know what's going on with this, but for the 25th anniversary, every month they're releasing like 3 new starters.
Yeah,
and you can buy this binder as well. So the binder itself comes with Pikachu.
Cool. Yeah, that's why I want to buy, and it's only like $10. You can buy that.
It's $10. Yeah. And then there's enough spots in it for every starter. So there's Grookey. There's our score
I was
buddy.
already thinking about going ahead and getting all these first partner packs because, like, I'm a big fan of
This
getting
is a cool
complete
set.
sets when you can do it.
Yeah, and
But-
it's every month too, so you can buy one every month.
My
Or
shop was
maybe-
already sold
Exactly.
out of the binder though, so I gotta.
I think
They're-
Best Buy still has it.
Yeah,
I think even online, even GameStop, I think has it online. You can buy it right now, $10.
Pokemon
They're not
Center
bad.
has a bunch of the binders. So I
Yeah.
mean, we'll see. I'm waiting. I'm trying to see if he's going to get more in stock because again, want to
You wanna
support my friend.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
But
That's a good
For sure.
I mean, if he's not going to get any more in stock, then he probably won't be mad that I got one from somewhere that does have it. So
For sure. It's cool. This is like my favorite part of the Pokemon 25th anniversary like celebration. I think this is going to be really cool.
It's honestly
just-
the thing that it looks like they've nailed the best in terms
Exactly.
of celebrating 25 years of.
What do you mean? You don't?
franchise.
The Post Malone thing wasn't the.
No, it turns out the Post Malone concert was not all
That
I
wasn't
wanted
the
it to
move?
be, and
We
it
don't-
also ruined an episode of our show.
I was gonna say we don't
Oh,
we don't
boy.
talk about Post Malone right now.
No,
That's funny. I
Okay.
just I really hope that, I mean, this is inevitable, but the last two are going to be Johto and then Kanto. They're going to be so hard to get, and I know everyone's going to be, all the scalpers are going to be buying those up and trying to resell them. I just hope I can get my hands on those ones.
check a local
Yeah,
store,
you
see if you can pre-order
probably-
with one of them.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
what I'm
There's your boy.
There's my guy
Grookey
Grookey.
gang.
Hashtag Grookey gang.
I love
Since-
Grookey.
Since John already showed these big cards off, I'm not going to worry too much about showing those off.
Funny, I got a funny Grookey story real quick. In my small gaming group, there was three of us that were like really excited for the new Pokemon games coming out, and we all decided that we would get three different starters. So I'm like, I love Grookey, I'm gonna go with Grookey. But everybody knows that I always go with the fire starter. I just always go with the fire starter. Every game I play, I do it. I go with fire starter. So like we're all committed. And the game comes out, and I send them a text. I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. I didn't pick Grookey. I just couldn't do it. I had to pick Score Bunny. And my buddy goes, I know. I knew you were going to do that, so I took Grookey anyways. I'm like, thank you.
They were prepared.
They
Okay.
were prepared.
I'm going to open, I think this just base Sun and Moon pack first.
Yep. You should have a Vivid Voltage, too. Is that what comes in there?
Yep, it comes with a Vivid Voltage as well. Do we know, does anybody know what the best cards are in Sun and Moon that I should be looking for?
Base set? There's a lot of rainbow cards. I don't necessarily remember I think there's like a Rainbow Dreadnought. There's cool rainbow cards, but I don't know. I don't think there's a Charizard. But
There should be. I feel like there's a Charizard in every set, so it's like crazy to me when there's not a Charizard
Yeah, right.
set. Okay.
it's always the
Jeff,
top
do you know-
card.
Do you know the card tricks at all, where you take the first or the 4 cards on the back?
Yeah, I mean,
So
I saw you
one,
do that. So
You put them on the front, and then it makes it so that like the rare card is at the back.
The last one, yeah.
Okay, so we've got a fairy type energy, which these don't exist anymore, right?
They don't. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah,
They don't print them anymore. Yeah, it's no longer a
Yep.
thing.
It's technically a rare card at this point now because, well, you can't get them anymore. They're not
So
they're not printing them in the.
What?
I don't
You-
think
you
they're
know
part of
why?
the game anymore.
There's no
No,
energy
no,
cards
no.
anymore in the game.
There is. It's just fairy type. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
if maybe like there's a new TCG rule where fairy can use. I wonder if it's because fairy was introduced so late in the trading card game, is they just decided to like, all right, let's let fairy use something else. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not like it hasn't been around the entire time.
Yeah.
Second card was a big Malasada. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Look, was the Umbreon GX
So I need to look for Umbreon GX.
secret.
See,
$39.
okay.
All right.
So Umbreon is what I'm looking for. Got a Hypno. That's a pretty cool one. He's on a beach.
Oh, I love that kind of art. That's really cool.
Me too. Pokeball.
It's
Snubble.
a necessity.
It's kind of hard to see. Sorry, but
No worries.
Sandile. Let's see what else we got. Picky Peck. Carvana. Make it
All right. Is
so
that-
it's easier to see.
Yeah, get up there on the camera.
Togedemaru.
Cool.
We talked about Togedemaru last episode. Check it out. A reverse hollow Picky Peck. Another one.
Very nice.
Double picky pick pack.
And
Double picky peck pack.
Sharpedo holographic.
Oh, nice.
nice.
If I can get it.
That's a cool card.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right. Jeff, you want to open one of yours?
Yeah, let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and open my my pack here.
Opening that reminded me of opening a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Some
So
similar.
big.
All right. So, of course, we've got the 3 biggins. Boom, boom, boom.
Big boys.
I love that 25th anniversary stamp too. That gold stamp's
Yeah,
really cool.
it's a little not holographic, but a foil stamp.
Yeah. Exactly.
Very cool. Don't like that they're calling them basic. That seems a little mean. All right, so now I'm going to open Vivid Voltage.
That's a cool set.
That is a really cool set.
The card you want is the one that's on the front of that package. You want the Chunky Chew.
Chunky Chew?
Yep.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. There's a regular big Chunky Chew, and then there's a rainbow one, that's a cool card. That's a very
the
expensive
rainbow
card.
one
But
is so cool.
I'm taking these out, and then I'm supposed to. What am I
Yep.
doing, Dustin? Explain. Give me the rundown again. I take this.
So you
take
take
this off, right?
Yeah, you take that off, and then you take the back 4 cards. So
Okay.
just grab those off, and then put them on the front.
Put them on
Yeah.
the front. Cool. And
now
so
now your rares in the front or in the back.
So now I turn around and look at the stack.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I've got, I believe that's Psychic Energy. Yes.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
They don't say the names on them. They just you're just supposed to kind of know.
Like I sure
Yeah, you
hope
just
you know
have to
what this
know.
symbol is.
Yeah.
I got Aromatic Energy.
Oh, another energy.
Well, it's
Double
not.
energy.
Is it? It is. An
It's a
energy.
trader card.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
I,
it
got I have
works
so much to
recommended.
learn.
Yeah.
Mighty Ina.
Nice.
That's a cool card.
Gen 3 best gen. I'll say it every episode.
Ooh.
Pincurchin. I never know how to pronounce that one, but you know.
There's so many Pokemon names that I cannot pronounce.
Fanpy.
Nice.
Ooh, what a great Pokemon.
Shuppet, which sounds like
Nice.
an insult.
Does.
Oh, and I got Poochyena, so now I've already got a full evolution there. I'm ready to
See
play.
that? Yeah.
Voltorb,
Nice. We know how you feel about Voltorb and Electrode.
not a huge fan, not a big fan. Rockruff, current number 1 on our leaderboard for best Pokemon in our rankings.
Is the goal to rank every Pokemon? Just literally all of them?
Yes, that is.
We
the
hope
goal.
to do
I'm
at
messing
least
up
enough
my
episodes
focus.
of this show.
And then
Nice.
I got looks like a reverse hollow Toucanon.
Ooh, nice. Is that your last card?
That's my
No,
last
there should
card.
be
Oh
one
no,
more.
there's one more.
Should-
I'm sorry, there is one more. Galarian Berserker,
That's your
Oh,
actual rare.
Yeah.
but not
Yep.
holographic or reverse hollow or anything.
So it's like
Yep.
So it's a disappointment.
It is. You want to know what's the worst part about it? Is that, Justin, do you know the code trick about what color these are dictating the rarity of the cards? Yeah, so Jeff, hold yours up, hold the back of it up, the green part.
Yeah, I'm not holding up the part with the QR code. You guys aren't getting
Yeah, you
free
wanna keep
cards
that.
off me.
You see how yours is green and mine's white and green?
Yeah.
That means that you didn't have a hollow rare in your pack.
So if it was white and green, then I got a hollow rare.
You would have gotten a hollow rare. Now it only applies in standard sets, not spin-off sets like Shining Fates. Shining Fates is not a standard set. So these are all my Shining Fates ones. They're all white. So there's no way to tell in that one. But in standard sets like Vivid Voltage and the new battle styles, if you get a green code card, then you're not getting a foil rare.
I just got a green code in my Vivid Voltage as well, so that means
Dustin
It's
is
a
also
dud.
disappointed.
Yep, dud
Yeah.
pack.
it's gonna be a bad one. It's okay. We'll move on to Shining Fates after this.
Yeah, I always try to throw that off to the side before I can even see it. I don't want a spoiler. I want to open the pack,
Electric Energy. I got a Trumbeak. We're getting a lot of birds today.
A lot of birds.
Bird
A
episode.
lot of birds. We got all of them so far. Sableye. Oh, Dewott. A little bit of
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
that.
Wait,
Little
how
bit of-
did you call it?
Is it Dewott or Dewott?
It's got to be Dewott, right?
Dewott?
Like dew,
I-
like
I-
water, dew on leaves. Dewott.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense. I would have said DeWatt as well.
Mountain Dewott.
Mountain
DeWatt.
Dewott.
Am I gonna get called out for how I pronounce?
No,
Pokemon?
it's one of the things I find most fascinating is how people pronounce every Pokemon differently.
Yeah. I mean, it would help if there was some VO in the games, but
Yeah, right. Electric. Let's see if I can focus a little more. It's hard to focus on these words.
I also a lot of people say, well, whatever they say in the show, that's the official pronunciation.
Fair,
And I'm like,
yeah.
no, that's not right.
Oh, look, I got a fancy as well.
Seems like it makes sense.
No, I mean it makes sense until they called Rayquaza.
Yep.
That's when
I
they
would say
lost
Ray-
me. It's
I would say
Rayquaza.
Rayquaza as well.
Yeah, well, you know, John, you'd be wrong.
I say
I think so.
Oh, so I got a reverse hollow Skidoo, which is also a really
Love it.
cool looking
Oh, that's
Pokemon.
cool.
And then it was right. I got a Metagross non-hollow.
Rip.
At least Metagross is
Cool
cool.
card though. Yeah.
Metagross is an amazing card. All right. So since Jeff and I did all the openings on there, we're gonna let John and Logan start this next one. So
Yes,
John, if you want to
please
go
do.
ahead.
All right, I'm gonna crack into this Dragapult V box, which is such a cool box. Like the presentation's
Crobat.
awesome. Oh wait, yeah, you're right. You have the Dragapult one. I opened that one yesterday. My bad. This is a Crobat box.
Nothing will beat the double V though. I mean, come on.
Oh my god, I think
Logan's
I have
in the back giving the Vanna White. You know,
my whole binder is just full of double Vs. I stick all of my other jumbos in here. I just have so many double Vs.
Have you been seeing those like retweets recently of everybody knocking off the really nice cards for Smom?
Oh my god, no.
There's one where a guy had 3 Charizard VMAX like shinies, and he just like has them sitting there, and then he just pulls them all down and like throws them off and sets a Smom in a case there instead.
So I'm gonna leave the promos in the packaging because it's kind of annoying to get them out and stuff. But these are pretty cool. So you've got the V and the V Max of Crobat,
Yeah, the
And-
cards are super cool.
and you have a jumbo version of the V Max.
Oh, wow.
The texture on these V Max cards are so cool. It's
Yeah,
so
they really are. That's what's
Whoa.
cool about those like the full hollow cards, Jeff, that we were talking about. Like
Yeah.
how the texture is really cool.
the texture is great. So this comes with 7 packs. I won't open all that here. That's no one wants to see that for that long. But what we will do is open a Charizard pack. So the arts on these ones, you got a Charizard, you've got Dragapult, you've got Toxtricity, and then you have I don't have the 4th art. I didn't get all 4 arts in this. I forgot what
What's
the other
the-
one is, but
Yeah,
it's a flying steel bird.
Skarmory,
No.
Oh, it's
Corviknight,
shiny Corviknight.
Corviknight.
Corviknight. There it is. Okay. All right. So I'll open up this Charizard pack. See what we get here. I'm doing pretty well with shiny fates. Like I said, I've gotten very lucky. You probably see 3 ETBs. I've gotten all of those for retail. I've opened up a lot of shiny fates. I have a binder where I'm trying to complete the whole set. And
I
I'm
need
doing
to
pretty
buy
well.
a binder. I think I'm gonna do that this week.
I recommend if you can find these Ultra Pro binders. They're called the Eclipse binders. They're
Okay.
really nice. They side load, and you can fit sleeved or unsleeved cards in there. Really cool.
Perfect.
Big fan.
Okay.
All right,
I'll have you just send me a link for that later if you can.
for sure. I absolutely will. We've
Steel
got that energy. Got ourselves a Floatzel.
Floatzel's a
Backwards
cool.
for me. Ball
Ball
guy. There's
Guy.
a full art version of this that I still need, which is really cool. What
Yeah.
a funny,
They have
funny
a
card.
full art ball guy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a trainer card. It's awesome. Grookey Gang.
Grookey Gang.
We got Shinx. We got ourselves a Coughing. I forget the name.
Weasel.
Weitzel, yeah. Is that my reverse or is that just a regular trap pinch? I can't tell.
I think it's just
That's
regular.
just a regular trap pitch. Yep. So there's my reverse. Oh, that's
There's
a
your
reverse rare. That's a
Nice.
rare Professor's Research. And our final card is a Celebi.
Celebi.
Oh,
Just-
very nice.
Non-foil rare, but cool
I
card.
think I got that Celebi as well too.
Yeah. Cool.
Logan, I'll let you
gotta
have
get- We need at least one hit here. Come on. We've opened up, 2, 4, 5 packs. We don't have a single, good hit yet.
We'll get something. I'm feeling good about Logan's box here. This is gonna be good.
Let's see it. Yeah.
Well, that was that you, Jeff? You were saying you were a Lugia fan?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Lugia?
yeah.
I can never say it right.
I was prepared to let it go.
Yeah. I found there's this thing on Amazon. It was like $60 and you buy they send you a graded ultra rare card.
Oh,
that's
cool.
just random. And mine happened to be a Lugia GX.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the from you, and then just show off the
Oh yeah.
What do we got here?
Dragapult set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means it comes with the full art Dragapult.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can. That's the only way to get those cards. They're promo cards. They're not in the actual set itself. So
wow.
Yeah,
that's the way that's kind of like standard for all of these like box products. Like this Pikachu only exists in this promo. You can only get it in this
Yeah,
box.
that's how they get you to buy every one of those boxes.
Now
I really want that Pikachu too.
it's cool. Oh, here was my coin from my Crobat box. You get a little plastic coin.
Oh, nice. Yep.
They look pretty cool.
Dragapult
The
one.
Dragapult one is
I was
better.
gonna say this Dragapult box. This might that might get me to get one because Dragapult's one of my favorites from Sword and Shield.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
really cool.
I want to get the Dragapult box as well.
It's awesome.
Since you did Charizard, I'll open
The Corviknight.
Corviknight.
There we go.
Heck yeah!
So then, yeah, the card trick is just take the back 4. So when you go to open it too, turn it around because you'll see the front side. There you go. It's like hard to open them though. The pack, I still haven't got down like opening the packs
without feeling like you're gonna damage the cards in there.
Yeah. Like watching
I-
other people do it, I'm always like, man, like how do you do this so well? But then
Ease, I know. Yeah, exactly.
I'm picturing people like using like letter openers and they're just like flicking through the back of the package and then suddenly it's open.
Some people do use scissors. Actually, a lot of people who do like unpacks on YouTube and stuff like that, they use scissors.
Sounds like
Probably
a risky
easy.
game. Sounds like a risky
It
game
is.
doing scissors.
Not wrong. You're not wrong.
That energy.
Fighting
Fighting energy.
Who we got here?
Gym Trainer.
Trainer. Okay.
Rusted Sword. Do we know if there's a chance of a God pack in Shining Fates of all foils?
I have no idea.
Hey,
No?
hey,
Maybe someone in
Jeff,
the chat
real quick,
knows.
look, it's Lee Harvey.
It's Lee Harvey. Cramorant assassinated my Pokemon that I had named Mr. President during my Nuzlocke.
Oh, no.
So then I caught the Cramorant.
Horsey.
He became Mr. Oswald.
And he became Lee Harvey.
Coughing.
The shiny coughing card is really cool in this set.
Stinks.
We stand Shinx on this podcast. We're big fans.
I'm with you. Love Shanks.
Spinarak.
Weasel.
Weasel. Weasel. Oh, baby.
There we go.
Shiny Raboot.
A shiny Rabu. I have the shiny
Yeah.
Cinderace.
Very
Nice.
nice.
I have the Cinderace and the Raboot. I still need the score money. And
Zarude.
What is a rude way to end the pack?
All right.
I'm a
Zarude
big-
is
I'm
such
a-
a common rare.
I'm a big fan of Pokepuns. That was very good.
Thank you.
Okay. So how many of these did you guys want to do?
Well,
I just
I
wanna
only
know.
have one more pack, so
Crack it.
I was going to open
get
one
in
more
there.
pack.
That's the base Sun and Moon pack, I think.
Yeah, this is Sun and Moon.
Cool.
I'll do one of my shining fates just so that
I'm embarrassing myself right now. I can't open this pack. Oh,
It's
You know
they're
what?
hard.
Mine was like cinched at like
there it goes.
towards the top. There was no air in mine. It was very weird. My Sun and Moon base pack that came with my partner pack.
Okay, there we go. All right, so now this one, without looking at it, I got a white and green, so that's a good sign, right?
Yep.
Yes, you should get a decent pull.
Okay, so I take off the first 4, move them to the back, and then let's see what we got. I need better lighting in my bedroom right now. Is this water energy? Is that what that is?
I think that's a dark.
dark.
Is that dark? Okay.
Yeah, it's dark.
To go with my Krokorok.
Perfect.
And then, oops, hang on, I'll put this here. Keep those together. I got Brion. Come on,
Nice.
get it together.
I haven't seen a lot of these cards before because I didn't really collect the Sun and Moon stuff.
I also got a big Malasada.
Nice.
I got Skarmory.
Awesome.
And then I got Cutie Fly.
What
Whatever.
a cutie.
Whatever. Drowsy.
That's a cool card. I like the art there.
He's walking on
Just
the beach
hanging
just like the
along the
Hypno,
beach.
right?
Yep.
And then I got Rowlet. Big fan of Rowlet from Sun and Moon. Alolan Grimer.
Ooh, cool. I love
Honestly,
the
I think
Alolan
this is better art than he gets in the actual game. Honestly.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
And then I have, I guess this is a reverse hollow double colorless energy.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
That's a cool card.
So you
And
got
then
one
finishing
more.
off. Oh, this is cool. Here we go. Full art Lapras GX.
Oh, that's a cool card.
Yeah. That's a
think
super
that-
cool card.
I'm happy with
I
that.
think
All right.
absolutely.
So I'm gonna do one Shining Fates pack to wrap this up then, so we're not doing this all night.
That sounds good.
My box had
We still have to rank a
two-
Pokemon.
That's what I was gonna say. We still have to do the ranking. I have 2 Toxtricities and 1 Charizard. Which one should I open?
I want a Toxtricity pack, personally.
Yeah, let's go with one of those. Yeah.
All I want out of this is a Shining Charizard.
That's the card. Where's that Lapras GX? I'm trying to figure out.
I'm gonna
Tell
hold
me
on.
how I did, John.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
I'm gonna hold on to like most of these other packs to open on my like birthday stream. So I'll do.
For sure.
I'll have a bunch to open then. Hold on,
Now
I
that
gotta let
my
my
button-
dog in, she insists.
Now that I opened this this Crobat, why do I keep calling it a Dragapult box? Now that I opened this Crobat box, I think I'm gonna rip the rest of those tonight. See if I can get anything else cool.
My dog wanted to come say hi.
We have another vote for Tox pack in the chat. So
There we go.
Perfect. Okay. I already opened it. I looked at the card. It is so there's at least a good chance
there's
of
at
getting
least
something
a
good.
good card.
Good cards
Okay.
are good.
I'm gonna do the same thing that everybody else did. Fire. I'll try not to cover the name. Ball guy.
Ball guy.
Ball guy.
Ball guy. I love ball guy.
Rusted shield. Team Yell.
Towel
Owl. Yeah, it's hard to read it because it's so blurry.
and backwards.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm trying not to like spoil the last card. Nick it.
Nick at night.
Rowlet.
A different Rowlet.
Oh yeah.
Trapinch.
And that's the same one that John got earlier, though, right? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Another
we were
weasel.
open the same set.
A lot
Another
of weasels.
Ooh,
that's good.
That is
That's
that's
shiny Rillaboom VMAX.
that is a top 3 card in the set. I think that's a really
Oh
cool
my
card.
God.
I don't have that one yet.
And another
And a
Luxray.
foil Luxray. That's a double hit.
That's a good pack.
Dude,
Yeah, that was a great choice to end this off on that because that Rillaboom is beautiful.
that Rillaboom's hard to get to. I've gone through, I think, man, probably like 70 packs at this point, and I still don't have them.
I have the full art Rillaboom and the full art Cinderace now, and then I also have the shiny Cinderace that looks like that Raboot that Logan pulled.
Yep.
So-
Yeah, they have the full evolutionary line exists for the Cinderace and the, is it Reboot and then Score Bunny. Very
yeah.
cool.
That was fun.
It's a good
That
way to
was-
end stuff right there.
Yeah, that was a great card. I was not expecting to get a shiny Rillaboom VMAX in the final one, so that's pretty awesome. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I know it's hard for podcast listeners when we're doing that actual portion of it there because they can't
They don't get to appreciate the art.
exactly. But that means that you can subscribe to us on YouTube at Pod-ket Monsters, and check it out at any time you'd like. So we're gonna end the show here with our final our final thing that we do, which is our rank that Pokemon. We've been doing this every week so far, and our plan is to get through every Pokemon throughout however long we do this podcast for. So our current ranking as of now is number 6 is Scrafty with a 1 star because Scrafty is not a great Pokemon.
What's the ranking? What's the ranking system? How is it?
So it's
1 to 5 stars?
5 stars,
So
but
1 to
fractional.
5 stars. And just to fill you in a little bit on this, John, we rank them on their evolutions as well. So like their potential to be cool.
Okay.
How usable they are in the like
In-game.
the video games and the online thing, or the usability in general, just like the design of the Pokemon, how cool they are. So number 6 is Scrafty with a 1 star. Number 5 is Bellsprout with a 2 star. Number 4 is Delibird with a 3 star. Number 3 is Hariyama with a 3.5. Number 2 is Rookie D with a 3.5. And our number 1 spot right now is Rockruff with a number 4. So the Pokemon that we will be ranking today is number 502, which is Duat. That's
What?
Duat. Did I get it right,
Makes a
Jeff?
lot of sense.
It sounded good to me. So I've
Okay.
got it pulled up on the screen so you guys can see in case you forgot what Duat looks
So-
like.
What we typically
No.
will do for this, John, is we'll pull this up on our own personal like Bulbapedias so we can get kind of as much information as we can, or
Yeah, I've got him up here. I do want to start the conversation with a pretty cool take. I think Duat might be the only starter, the only Pokemon in a starter evolutionary line where the second evolution is the best. I think Duat's better than Oshawott and Samurott.
I think
And
I
I
can
think
agree
that
with
might
that.
and I think that might be the only starter Pokemon I would say that with. Maybe. I mean, I would have to think a little harder.
I think I would like Samurott's design more if it wasn't on all fours. I know that sounds
Exactly.
weird, but
No, I get you.
it like throws me off.
It's like it got less human.
Yeah.
So
Duat's cool.
I was watching a video, I think it was like a Did You Know Gaming, that was talking about these are black and white, right? If I'm not mistaken. Black and white generation. Yeah. That was talking about like how the starters were all based on like samurai or like some different type of like Japanese thing along those lines, because I think even Embor is like kind of resembles like a little bit of like a giant like warrior of some sort, but they were all inspired by like ancient fighters or something like that. So I honestly like Duat. I like the design. I think I'd have to agree that it's a cooler design than any of the other two.
So I think while that maybe the fact that Samurot's not awesome hurts its potential, the fact that Duat's actually the best of the line gives it a little bit of a bump, though.
I don't even dislike Samurott. I just think that
I agree. I don't dislike him.
Fours does kind of.
I'm not mad about Samurott, and but I was not a huge fan of Oshawott, so it's not hard for Duat to be better in my eyes than its prior evolution. The concept of a samurai Pokemon is cool, so I'm on board for that. But as far as usability in the game, it's one of the starters, so it's going to be near the top for usability, because everybody uses their starters basically all the way through. So.
That's very, very true. I think it that definitely gives up points there. I honestly, here's my thing. I know it's like too early to give it a full final ranking, but I think on that alone, it makes it harder to put it anywhere below or anywhere below a 3 because of like the usability alone.
I'll tell you, there's only one starter that will be lower than a 3 for me, probably, and I don't want to spoil that. But
that's exciting. That's very exciting.
But
I guess I could technically think of a few that I don't love.
I don't want to spoil it, but it's Poplio.
Oh yeah, that's honestly, for me, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm kind of torn on this one.
So it's tough. Because, go ahead, John.
I was asking. It's out of 5, but we can go half stars as well, right?
Yeah, and then we're all going to say what we want, and then we're going to average it.
Sure. I think in my head I'm at a 3-5 with Duat right now. I think a 3-5 feels right. It's a cool Pokemon. The fact that it's the best in its evolutionary line gives it a little bump for me. I think 3-5 sounds right to me.
I could agree with that because I guess I also don't love Samurott. I think I might have used Samurott on one of my playthroughs. I always go with Fire, so I can't remember if I played through again and went with a Oshawott on a different playthrough. I've been trying on my replay through that I'm doing right now. I'm also replaying through the series. Like, it's been super slow, but I'm playing through Platinum now, and I'm using a Fire on that. But typically I'm trying to go with some Pokemon that maybe I didn't use as much before.
I gotta say, for me personally, I would probably give it a 3. I just don't think it's that special. I don't think any, especially with starters, people are always ranking the starters, right? And it's a little rare to see people ranking the second evolution. And yes, it is the best of that evolutionary line, but with Oshawott and Samurott not being as great to me, it's like, well, it's not that hard to be better than Oshawott. So I think for me it would be a 3.
It's fair.
I could be swayed to a 3 on this.
Yeah, I'm not passionate about the 3-5. I could go either way, but I just lean 3-5 because I do kind of like Duat's design a lot, or I do
I
like
think the
it a
only
lot.
reason I lean towards the 3.5 as well too is because the usability is really high. Like
Okay, I
every
mean
water
that's
Pokemon,
fair.
surf, you always have your starter Pokemon all the way through. Once
Yeah.
it does become Samurott is such a powerful Pokemon.
I'll tell
Just
you
gonna
the
throw
thing
this
that.
out there.
Oh, go ahead, John.
I'm just gonna say he's got some really cool whiskers. I just like his whiskers a lot.
Yeah, and also the shells that it like uses as like weapons
Yeah, that's
are
cool. That was a cool thing. And I think honestly the only thing that disappoints me in his actual like physical design is that he has armor on the legs but not on his
top is
torso.
exposed.
So like I wish that he had a little more, shells.
Sure.
Did anybody in the main like anime have this Pokemon? Was it because I'm looking at the anime thing here, but I don't see it as like did a main character have one?
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Well, we can just go to major appearances.
Well,
No.
that's where I'm at, but I don't think that's what I'm saying is I don't think
Nope. No one had a Duat.
did anyone have an Oshawott in that show?
Yes, Oshawott was definitely in the show.
Okay.
I think he
'Cause
just didn't evolve.
We try to do that too, like on a lot of our rankings, we'll try to like be like, okay, well, like how are they in the anime?
Yeah,
Like
Ash had an
what move-
Oshawott.
Okay, Ash
Makes
has an
sense.
Oshawott. Okay. Yeah, I mean even the like and we'll go based on shiny, the usability. Like the shiny is fine. It's like a mint green.
Oh, I haven't seen the shiny actually. Good call.
If you scroll
that's-
down, it
I do
shows it.
like that.
I'm pretty I think a 3.5 for me. I think I'm sticking at that.
Okay.
Because I do not love the design of Samurott, but Samurot's still a really good Pokemon. And I honestly can't see me putting Samurott too low either because it's such a good Pokemon. Oshawott, whatever. I'm not in love with Oshawott.
So that if you guys both go 3.5 and I went 3, that's going to make him a 3.333. So we can that we'll put him in a pretty clear spot on the list, above Delibird but below Hariyama, unless we want to go ahead and
Yeah.
round up to 3.5 just to keep it consistent.
That's
so
up to you guys.
I think we should do a 3.5, and that's where I wanted to touch on this. Do you think that it's a better Pokemon than Hariyama?
I do personally.
Jeff,
I'm on
what do
the
you
fence on that. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure I gave Hariyama 3.5 when we were first discussing it, but yeah, I don't know. That's actually really tough. I definitely like Rookie D better than
because Corviknight's amazing.
because Corviknight's so cool. But I mean, I'm good with it being above Hariyama if we want to put it in there.
Yeah, I'd say maybe right at 3. So
Number 3 on our list, Duat.
Duat. Let me
Duat.
update the ranking real fast, just so we have right here in our.
I will say I
notes.
didn't even realize the correlation with do until you said that earlier, Jeff. I was like, oh, I don't know why his name is that, but
I want to know
makes a lot
where
of sense.
the Ot comes from. You know?
Is he an otter?
Oh yeah, I guess that makes perfect sense. Yeah, he's an otter. Otter.
But
Samurai otter.
totally loses that, or he's still supposed to. I guess he is supposed to still be an otter. He's just.
Yeah. I don't know what Osh.
What is the Osh?
I don't know.
Just a bad name. Bad Pokemon.
It's just a bad Pokemon. Stop it, Oshawott.
So our new current rankings go as this: number 7, Scrafty at a number 1, or at a 1, not a number 1. Bellsprout 2, number 5, Delibird 3, number 4, Hariyama 3.5, number 3, Duat 3.5, number 2, Rookie D 3.5, and number 1, Rockruff at a 4 because Rockruff is adorable.
Absolutely.
And yeah, nobody has anything else to say about Duat before we move on, right?
I think we're good.
I'm happy with that.
All right. So that has been another exciting episode of Pod-ket Monsters. You can find us on podcast services everywhere that you go. You can also find us on YouTube, Pod-ket Monsters, and also please follow us on Twitter. We're trying to grow that as a platform. It's at Pod-ket Monsters. So if you can give us a follow there, share it, anything like that. If you want to be on the show, please feel free to DM that page. We would love guests. As you can see, we're trying to get more guests on here. John was our second guest. That's a great segue to John. promote yourself, pimp yourself. Where can people find you?
Well, yeah, first off, thanks for having me, guys. This was a lot of fun. When you first DM'd me, I'm like, man, that sounds awesome. I sat down and talked about Pokemon and Pokemon cards for an hour and a half.
And I get to do
Can't
it
wait.
once a week with Jeff.
Yeah,
So
awesome. It's been really getting me through my week knowing that I was able to do this. So thanks again for that. So I'm John Fick. You can find me on most social medias at Disruptoid. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Now I'm one of those TikTokers now. I'm blowing up. It's great. It's a lot of fun. I'm posting Pokemon content there. So if you do want to see people just open up Pokemon packs and see me hunt for Pokemon cards in store, that's what my TikTok's all about. I run with a cool little group of dudes called the Geekiverse here in Buffalo, New York. We do an MCU podcast and a video game podcast. So you can just check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/the Geekiverse. Twitter is @the_Geekiverse. We're just talking about stuff that we love, just like you guys do. So it's cool.
Are you guys going to be doing something for Falcon and Winter Soldier?
We are, yeah. So we're currently ranking the movies right now. So we're halfway through ranking the movies, and we're about to record our WandaVision episode where we're going to slot that in. And nice. I think we're probably just going to. I don't know if because we're just picking this back up, so I don't know if we're going to do week by week stuff with Falcon and Winter Soldier, or if we're just going to wait till it's done and kind of slot it in after. So still to be determined on that, but we'll have something for sure.
Perfect. Well, and I am at D_Danger10 on Twitter. You can follow me. Jeff is at GoodGameGrizz. Also, please, if you're watching this live, you already know, but follow Jeff on Twitch. He's recently hit his affiliate status, which is awesome. He's streaming himself to a Nuzlocke playthrough, which has been a lot of fun. If you guys don't know what a Nuzlocke playthrough is, just Google it. It's so much easier than me explaining to you what it is.
A lot of rules.
Yeah. Which game are you doing? Sword and Shield?
I'm doing Sword.
Yeah. Awesome. He's on top of streaming that, he's just posting those onto the YouTube as well too. So if you can't catch them live, you can catch them on the YouTube, the Pod-ket Monsters channel. If you can follow me on Twitch as well too, I will be doing an unboxing or pack opening. Is that what you call
pack
it?
Opening.
Pack opening is the
Wednesday for my 30th birthday. I'll be celebrating that by opening some packs. If you guys could come join, I'll be opening obviously Shining Fates. Maybe we'll get a Charizard. We got a Rillaboom tonight, so that was good luck. And I've got quite a few packs to open, and I will probably be doing a bit more of pack opening. I'm also doing the playthrough of the entire Resident Evil series. I've not been having as much fun with Resident Evil 0, spoilers, as I would like to, but eventually we'll get through that game and we'll play the games that are a lot more fun to watch. So yeah, John, thanks again so much for joining us. This was an absolute blast. Logan, thank you for coming into Open Packs.
I appreciate that, Logan. Thanks for helping Dustin get all those cards.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it, everybody. Have a good night.
Adios.